On July 5th, I went and watched Hamilton. And oh my God, it was amazing. And that's been my reaction all week when people have asked me about it. I just am not able to say the words to really describe how I'm feeling about having watched Hamilton. And I know everyone knows it's amazing by now, but you guys, the hype is real. The hype is so real. I still have just not recovered emotionally from seeing Hamilton. I saw it on a Tuesday evening, which means the next day was a Ham for Ham. And in fact, it was Lin-Manuel Miranda's last Ham for Ham. And I got a little bit of footage here.
She received was enough to make any girl of spirit to act in the same manner. We're talking about a miracle. But one day,
he read a letter that Alexander Hamilton had written to Eliza, and then after that, the crowd sang happy trails to the cast members who were leaving. So to Leslie and Philippa, of course to Lynn, even though I don't think he really included himself when everyone was singing it. But that all just added to my Hamilton viewing experience because I met all of these people waiting for the Ham for Ham who were just as excited about Hamilton and loved it just as much. And I had never really been part of the musical theater community. I'm kind of discovering it now through Hamilton, and it's a really great community. I'm gonna throw it back to July 5th when I actually saw Hamilton and recap my day and my initial reactions when I first got back to my hostel. So here it is, my day seeing Hamilton. Good morning. It's day 3 in New York. The weather is kind of dreary, which sucks because I was going to go on the walking tour today. I'm not going to miss it this time. But even if I did, it wouldn't even matter because today is Hamilton Day and nothing else matters. I am so happy. I cannot wait until this evening. Oh my gosh. That was sort of off the path. So I'm back in my hostel and one of the girls is asleep already in my room and there's a bunch of people hanging out in the common area. So I'm sitting in this hallway hoping that I'm not going to disturb people here because I am about to emote a lot about my experience watching Hamilton. Oh my God. I hesitated for so long to get a ticket. Like I thought about getting it in December and I was like, oh, $250, $300, that's too much money. And obviously it just kept going up and up and up and up. And I bought a ticket in April and I was thinking about reselling it back because I was like, you know, it's a lot of money and now the prices are just going up so I can sell it and get a lot of money. I'm so glad I didn't because everything about it was amazing. And I remember going in and seeing who the performers were going to be. I assumed like Leslie Odom Jr. would be one of the performers because his last performance is at the end of this week, and he wasn't. And I was kind of upset at first. It was his understudy, and then I saw too that Daveed Diggs wasn't going to be in it, which was a real shame because I wanted to propose to Daveed Diggs, and he wasn't there for me to propose to him, so I guess that relationship is not going to work out for us. And starting out, every time one of the original cast members would walk out, the audience would applaud, and I felt really bad for the understudies, Sidney Harcourt, who was playing Aaron Burr, and Andrew Chappelle, who was doing Lafayette / Jefferson, because nobody clapped for them when they first came out on stage. But then I guess, you know, they had the opportunity to prove themselves with the performance as it went on, and oh my God, did they prove themselves. The thing that upset me the most about Leslie Odom Jr. not being there was because of Wait For It. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song, but it's definitely the song that moves me the most emotionally. But then when Sidney Harcourt came out and he did it, all those emotions, all those feelings, all the things that I thought would be associated with it being performed live were there. And of course the tears just streaming down my face. I don't understand how all the people in the theater were not crying during that because I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the point I am in my life and how I feel with everything. Just thinking about that performance is making me tear up a bit because it's just, it was amazing. And then Andrew Chappelle and Ms. Jefferson. Oh my gosh. I don't know if Daveed Diggs' performance is the same way, but I feel like Andrew's performance was more flamboyant than what I would hear on the cast recording. Of course, you know, cast recordings are not the same as performances that are live or whatever, so maybe that's the way that Daveed portrayed Jefferson also, but I really liked that Jefferson portrayal. You know it's going to be funny, but then when you see it and how funny it actually is, and the breakup of when there's like so many serious moments, there's so much comedy. Other times I've cried, obviously Quiet Uptown. Pretty sure there wasn't like a dry eye in that entire theater for It's Quiet Uptown. A moment I did not think that I would feel so emotional was when Lin came out. I don't know, I got so many emotions, almost like this is my friend Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I am so happy for him right now to be performing as Alexander Hamilton. And then as that song went on, you know, with like it talking about New York and everything, which by the way, coming to New York for almost a week and watching Hamilton, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna get the whole moving to New York thing out of my system. No, this just made it worse. The performances from the women too, oh my gosh. Renee and Philippa and Jasmine, they were so amazing. And I feel like people always make fun of, not really make fun of Jasmine, but make fun of like Peggy as Jasmine or Jasmine as Peggy, whatever. But like her acting in it, like to act like a little annoying 12-year-old or whatever, however old Peggy's supposed to be, and also as Mariah Reynolds, like that is so impressive. And like her vocal range in that, she's amazing. Oh my god. And Renee was amazing. Every time she was on the stage, I was just sort of like in awe of her being on that stage, and the just emotions that she had, that she put into her performance. I was just blown away. It's so obvious why she got the Tony. Philippa So's acting in it, you know, there's moments that aren't obviously in the cast recordings, not many, but like her emotions over the deaths of her son and then later her husband. If I had to pick, she'd probably be the one who pushed me to tears the most out of anyone. Lin, oh gosh, Lin as Hamilton. Okay, I don't think the cast recording does Lin-Manuel Miranda any justice, because the emotions that he puts behind everything do not come across in that cast recording, and his acting in it, and just like the way he looks into like the distance, those expressions on his face, you know, things that you're not going to get from a cast recording. Oh, Chris Jackson as Washington, like right hand man, might be one of my favorites. And when he came out as Washington, I was just so happy. It's perfect. Like he really is. This man is George Washington. It's no longer that guy who's on the $1 bill and who is, you know, everywhere as our first president. It's Chris Jackson. He's now George Washington. Everyone else is just a faker. Yeah. Waited outside where the performers would come out at the backstage door, and at first I was waiting just to see who all would come out. I mean, yeah, someone could sign my playbill, but the only thing I ever really care about people signing is authors signing their books for me. I always feel silly getting selfies with people that I don't know, so I just sort of stood and watched to see who would come out. But after a while, I just stood to watch the crowd and how it was reacting, because so many people were going crazy. The last person to come out was Sydney Harcourt. He stayed until the whole crowd was gone. He got selfies with everyone. He was signing things for so many people. I wasn't thinking of going up there. I was like, oh, that'd be stupid. And then I was like, the line's almost down. There's like one or two other people there. I'm just gonna walk up to him and thank him for his performance. I went up to him and I was like, I don't want a selfie or anything. I just wanted to say thank you for your performance as Aaron Burr. It was absolutely amazing. And he was like, oh yeah, thank you. And I was like, I can't help it being my honest self. I was like, okay. To be honest, when I first saw that Leslie wasn't going to be Aaron Burr, I was a little upset, and he's like, oh, I know, which, you know, seems mean, but I had to preface with the fact that because I was upset that Leslie wasn't going to be Aaron Burr that evening. And I said, but when you started performing as Aaron Burr and it was amazing, and then wait for it, oh my God, I was just in tears, completely in tears for Wait For It. And thank you so much for that performance. And he was like, oh, thank you so much. And he like patted me on the shoulder or whatever. And I'm like, I say thank you to you. You don't say thank you to me. I need to thank you for this performance and this like life-changing moment that you gave me. He walked back inside and I walked off, and I had to walk around and process for a little while. If anyone is out there who happens to be watching this, who is debating whether or not they want to go see Hamilton and are upset that, you know, some of the original cast members, or even all, by the time you get around to it, won't be there. Don't be upset about those things. Just, you know, hold your nose and close your eyes and get that ticket and go watch Hamilton. It's amazing, it's spectacular, and the understudies are amazing. Anyone else that they're gonna cast, they're not gonna cast Joe Schmo. Those feelings that you have listening to the cast recording are just going to be magnified seeing it live. That's Hamilton, and I really want to go see it again. Like, I thought about putting my name in the lottery for tomorrow, but then I thought, I mean, yeah, it's a small chance that I get it, but if I were to get it, I just feel like I am taking the spot from someone else who hasn't had the chance to see it yet. And I kind of am at a point, I want everyone who wants to see it before starting to go back to see it again. It only seems fair, right? But yeah, those are my feelings about Hamilton. I don't think I'm gonna get over this ever.